Welcome, welcome. My name is Dr. Angelika Christie, and I am your host of the show, Your Radiant Life After 45. It's about skills for healthy, happy, and prosperous women. I believe in a world where women are cherished and thrive because the world needs your light. I help you discover and live your unique gift confidently and with pride. With over 25 years of professional experience as a naturopathic doctor, specializing in healthy longevity, and as a lifestyle and relationship coach, together with my vast personal experience, I share my heart and my knowledge with you. So if this sounds good to you, be my guest here every week on this day of the week and at this time of the day. Yes? Yes. Okay, so let's begin. In the last episode and the episode before, I shared with you that everything in life has a sequence. In nature, there is, I call it a sequence. You can also call it an order. There is something that needs to happen in a particular order so that it is really, really successful. Do you agree with that? So, and in the last episode, I shared with you about the new paradigm, and you may have already known this new paradigm. So maybe it's not all that new anymore. It changed. We always said it's about body, mind, and spirit. And that's true, but the order is not correct. The correct order is be first, and then do, and then have. So in the old adage or the old way of thinking, it's what may have gone through your head is as soon as I have this, this money or this position or this person in my life or whatever, then I can do that. And then I can be that. And today we know that it's actually the other way around. Yes, it is spirit, mind, body, which means first you have to be, and then you have to do, and then you have. Do you see the truth of that? That's such a powerful and important truth that we can spend episodes on it, just on really going deep into that truth and explaining why that works and why the other is not working anymore. Probably never worked very well. But you can push almost anything and you just have to work harder on it. Yes, if you don't do something in the right sequence, even when you have to build something, if you don't have the correct instructions and you start with the last thing, it will take you a very, very long time if you could ever accomplish it. And if you remember in the last episode, I gave you the example of trying to build a house and starting with the roof. Of course, that doesn't happen. You cannot even start there, right? It makes no sense. Okay, and then we discuss how to build your life with power, with resilience, but smoothly and in an elegant way, like building a skyscraper or a castle that will never collapse, could even withstand an earthquake. Yeah, this, of course, is a metaphor. And hold on one second. Have a sip here. My throat is a little dry today. Maybe it's the beginning of fall. Yes, it's getting cooler, even in the Bahamas where I live. Okay, so just finishing with this short synopsis that I wanted to give you, because today I will speak about the last part of the sequence, your financial freedom. But in the second pillar, we spoke about your physical body, right? And the importance of listening to your body and understanding what your body is communicating to you, which I really call the language of your body temple, which is really the vehicle to create your life and experience your extraordinary life. I mean, this has been given to you, to nobody else. It's your responsibility. Yes? Sometimes we just forget it and we believe somebody else should do a lot of things for us. Anyway, that's another big subject that we can dive into, and there is so much to say about it. And we also, I'm still in the synopsis, we also discussed what magnetism is and how you can become more charismatic. Yes? Do you remember how that was? By loving your life. When you love yourself, when you love your life, it shows and people are attracted to you. That's magnetism. That's charisma. Yes, you remember? If not, go back and watch that previous episode. And then we ended with the third pillar, your social empowerment, and how the first and the second pillar, and first, of course, is the power of your spiritual body, your mind and your physical body, make you stand out and be a leader in your family, in your community, and even in the world. And we also talked about the natural downfalls and the slips we have, and how we must course correct throughout our life. Just like a plane course corrects and gets to the exact landing spot. You remember that the plane is actually doing on autopilot and constantly correcting during flight. Thank God we don't have to course correct that often. And yet, we do it more often than we even realize, because much correction goes on automatically within you. What I mean with it is we can change course at a moment's notice when our gut feeling makes us either stop or stopping what we had planned to do, or we get a momentary insight, maybe even an epiphany. A light goes off, an idea comes on that we may feel compelled to follow. So then we course correct as well, of course. And there are so many examples. Just think about all of the times in your life when you were on a path and you wanted to do something. And then all of a sudden, maybe it didn't feel all that compelling anymore, or something else came in your mind that just almost like took you, from that onto a new path. That happens all the time. Well, I have a very personal, very powerful experience. I'm not going into this today, but what happened to me when I was 34 years old, that's a long time ago, over 40 years ago, that I lived in Germany. I was married there with children. And my course was to continue with my marriage and in my family, even though my marriage wasn't all that great. It was a little tough. But what happened then was that it's almost as if God, the universe, extremely powerful energy, uprooted me there and put me into the Bahamas, where I met people sometimes don't know what it is, but I met my soulmate. And that was a total course correction. And I still live in the Bahamas. And I'm still married to this man, even though we got divorced and married again. Oh my goodness, that's a big and amazing story. But it's only a quick example of that. Sometimes your course can be corrected very powerfully just because an insight or something that happened and everything changes. Yes? Okay. that was a long synopsis. Okay, so today we really go into the fourth pillar, which is your financial freedom. You see, once you define your freedom, you still need a clear roadmap, kind of like a flight plan, to go back to this, to the plane and its your course correction, but it's very definite landing spot, So if you want to stay with the autopilot analogy, your goal is set clearly in your mind. You know what you want. And then, of course, you need to have the tools to accomplish that vision. Yes. And in all of my courses and teachings, you will learn how to use your internal, built-in autopilot to course correct if necessary. And let me tell you, course correction in small ways, sometimes in bigger ways, is always necessary, because nothing stays the same. Nothing is stagnant. The status quo, if we try to hold it in place all the time, we are not really improving or developing or moving forward, right? You know this. And you know how quickly things can change. Oh my goodness, we all have experienced this in the last couple of years to such a big degree than probably never before in our lifetime. So, and what I mean by that, what COVID did to your life, what maybe even things in politics did to your life, maybe brought an anxiety. The future has not been created yet. And in the past, very often we had a clear picture of what the future will look like. And today, it's more challenging. You really have to be more awake and aware so that you stay your course. Very often you cannot do anything about what happens in society, in politics, and outside of your control. But you control how you react to it, what you do with it. Yes? Oh, yes. So, I need a little sip again here. Financial freedom. It's the last pillar of the correct sequence, because it is so much easier at this point, after you have built the foundation within the correct sequence. And if you haven't listened to the previous episode where I talk about the first, the second, and the third pillar, then please go back and listen to it. So the fourth is is financial freedom, and the frustration in women who try so hard to improve their financial situation is actually staggering. On one side, it's staggering. On the other side, there's also a progression of females that have amazing businesses and that take control of their financial freedom and independence. And that is so commendable. I am so happy about that. Well, sometimes there was a time when I belonged to the group that was really striving for it, but struggling with my finances, very much so. And reading books and taking classes, even courses, even coaching, but since we are on the financial pillar, let's say on financial issues, you can get all of the information and even be inspired to act on it. But you know what usually happens, yes? After a shorter or longer period of time, you fall right back into your old ways. Why is this so? Maybe because you have not built a strong foundation with yourself. Yet. Not yet. And I try to, my vision is for you to understand this and to actually build that foundation. But if you have not done that, then you will always hit walls. You will have resistance and blocks. All of this comes up. And what it does is it fuels self-doubt, it confidence. Yes. But until you give up believing that only the lucky ones make it, that you are not meant to have maybe financial abundance, and that it's just too hard, then that will be your reality. Because abundance starts to flow naturally when you don't resist your natural ability to create. You are a creator. You can create almost anything you desire. You know, sometimes say, of course, when some people hear that you can create anything you desire, of course, you know, there are some limitations. I mean, you know, I cannot create a rocket by myself, you know. Well, I guess if I can talk Elon Musk or any you know, rocket scientists to assist me with that, maybe I could. But, you know, I mean, it's kind of a little bit silly almost. Of course, when I say you can have everything you desire, it is within what your heart really desires, what your soul knows is available for you and is there for you. If you remove all of the layers of doubt, anxieties, fears, and illusions of being attached and bound to your life story, to your past maybe. Your past does not reflect your future. Your future has not been created yet. So it's totally open and up to you. And when you follow the correct sequence, it is not hard at all anymore. You will feel that it starts to flow naturally into your life, since you have already experienced abundance. Because you know who you are, right? You know that you are abundant without needing to have a lot of money. If you know who you are and what you are, because you are connected, intrinsically connected to your essence, which is spirit, there is no limitation, but only really an unlimited supply of everything. But how can you attract it? Well, that's the question. You cannot attract it through reading books or following somebody's advice. It can help, yes. But a continuing abundance that perpetuates itself, it's fueled by your certainty, by your clarity, by your creativity, by your commitment. Yes, the unlimited creativity of your evolved mind and the boundless presence and what you have available to you of your heart, and through the correct sequence, through the foundation, through the foundation that you have built by following the right sequence, you have the tools. That's what creates it. And that's what will reveal your gift, the gift that you came to this lifetime, that the gift that your soul, that God, the creator, that the universe has sent you into this lifetime with. Now we come full circle. Do you see that? Because once you have accepted the essence of what you are and who you are, your spirituality, and then we go deeper, we understand how to reach that state, right? I will give you the tools to get there faster. That's what my courses and my coaching is all about. And once you are grounded in your spirituality, in your spirit, in your essence of who you are, and then you are grounded because then you align that within your physical body, then you are also grounded in your understanding of who you are in your relationship with yourself. And your relationship with others? Can you see that now abundance can flow naturally? And that fear has been evaporated. You're not afraid anymore. You cannot be afraid anymore once you know who you are. And once your spirit, your soul, your heart, your mind, everything is in alignment, is aligned. And your life has to become easy. You can flow. And then you know how to course correct. It becomes easy. You know how to track. And of course, the feeling of overwhelm will vanish when you understand what can happen to you and how you can correct it. Because let me tell you, life still happens to you. It will not all be easy and flowing. Oh no. Things will happen that try to stop you in your tracks. But you know how to get unstuck again and flow again and move forward. So here it is, the 4 pillars to finding the greatest gift that may be still within you. And the path to this treasure is your understanding of the right sequence to peeling away illusions, false beliefs, old patterns, outdated behavior. Why not start a new chapter? Well, why not start a whole new book? A new book of your life. Are you ready to start a new chapter or a new book? Or even better, are you ready to begin a whole new story, a whole new life story? Yes, you can. And you know how it feels when you know your old journal is full. You own it. You love it. It's part of your life story. But now it is time maybe to buy a new journal. I hope you're excited to maybe start a whole new chapter. And when you open your new book, all pages, well, your new book, when you want to start it, will have blank pages, yes? They are virgin, they are untouched, innocent. All is possible. Just like an artist, a painter, you know exactly how it feels when you put up a new canvas. Well, if you're not an artist or a writer with a blank, but you know, when you want to start something new, you pull out a blank piece of paper, a blank screen. And with a brush and paint ready, or with your pencils and your ideas, your dreams, create something new, something maybe totally new or better. So it is with your life. If you want, you can decide tomorrow to open a new chapter, and you can just practice what we have spoken about so far. Or you can decide that you want to open a whole new book, a book of who you really are. Write your name in a new journal, and don't make it a small book. Make it the most beautiful and big book you can find. It is your divine will to explore all that you really are. Finally bringing it out into the world and live the life that you came here to live, that you were always meant to live. But you were not sure if this could really happen for you. Yes, it can. Look beyond what makes sense to you. Your mind does not know who you are. Your greatest gift may not be in the realm of logic at all. Mine was not. You know, what happened to me when I was 34 years old made no logical sense to me. Yet a higher power uprooted me, as I told you in the beginning, from my birthplace in Germany, where I had already started my family with a husband and 3 children. My life changed drastically when I left Germany. when I left every familiar part of the life that I knew, when I gave up even security to move into the unknown, a totally foreign country, the Bahamas. There was no logic behind this move, but there was a force within me that was more powerful than logic, a force that pushed and pulled me forward, an energy that I could not ignore, no matter how much my analytical brain protested, including my family my family in Germany and my friends there. Oh yes, my doubts and fears about the uncertainty of leaving everything behind were hard at work sometimes, trying to drown and override my deepest knowing from my heart and my soul. And then the voices of reason, the warnings from my friends. That intensified my doubts and anxieties. But you know what? Nobody knew my path. So nobody knew your path, your calling. Only you know it. Only you do. And only your heart and your soul know your destiny. Only your heart and your soul know your truth. And that inner voice never shouts at you. It is not loud at all, but a whisper. So, but anyway, we talk more about this another time. Thank you so much for being with me here again once more. Thank you for always being with me. And I hope that you like what I share with you. And please leave your comments and subscribe to my channel. Please do this. Never forget to do that. And again, all of my love to you until I see you again next time. Bye-bye for now.